is about 1:20, March 6th. So many times I have read Psalm 139 during my journey in cancer, and I have tried to dig out as many truths as I can from Psalm 139. The first life lesson I have learned is that God knows you. Oh God, you have searched me and you know me. You know when I sit down and when I rise. You perceive my thoughts from afar. You discern my going out and my lying down. You are familiar with all my thoughts. Before a word was on my tongue, you know it completely, O Lord. You hem me behind and before. You have laid your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me, too lofty for me to attain. He knows my heart, fears, thoughts, motives, dreams, and frustrations. He knows my past, present, and future, and He's involved in it. God knows you, and He understands me. When we are frustrated, when we are afraid, when you feel like a nobody, when you wonder what's up, whatever you're going through or whatever is going through your mind, God knows. He knows when you stand up and when you sit down. When a thought comes to your mind, God knows all about it before it gets formulated in your cranium. God's hand is laid upon us for blessing and protection. He knows of you. His knowledge of you is couched in His love and concern, just as good parents know their children, and they call for their well-being, keeping up with that knowledge. Life lesson 2. God is pursuing me. I need to remember that God is pursuing me. Notice how the psalmist responds to his own awareness of God's intimacy. He says, it is too wonderful, it is too lofty. We would feel suddenly unmasked. We would remember all those things who do something, or we would remember all those times we do something nice and try to look very Christian, very kind, but we know we have ulterior motives. Our real goal is to get people to think better of us. Is God intimately involved in all of that? Yes. You mean gig it up? Yes. Well, if that's the case, it's not only too lofty, it may be too painful. You may see God, you mean God sees all the warts. He does. Where can I go from His Spirit? Where can I flee from His presence? If I go to the heaven, He's there. If I make my bed in the depths, He's there. If I rise on the wings of the dawn, if I settle on the far side of the sea, even then His hand will guide me. Your right hand will hold me fast. These verses teach me that God isn't going to let me run away from Him. God is pursuing me. Where can I go from His Spirit? The answer is nowhere. Where can I escape Him? Nowhere. He realizes that we can't get away from God, nor geographically, nor neither spiritually. If I say, surely the darkness will hide me and the light becomes night around me, even the darkness will not be dark to you and the night will shine like the day. For darkness is as light as you. If we delude ourselves by thinking the darkness will hide us, the psalmist stops us with the realization that even the darkness will not dark to God. Even though we cannot flee God, His desire in pursuing us is not to bring about condemnation, but to bring about forgiveness, friendship, and love. In verse 10, it says, your hand will guide me. That's direction. Your right hand will hold me fast. That's security. Whatever you are, however lonely, however you might try to run from God, from truth, from life, from important people, God is pursuing you and me to bring about well-being. I am desirable to God. So I have decided that I am not going to waste my cancer. Every minute of this, I'm going to learn more and more about Jesus and get into a deeper relationship with Him. Thank Him for the things that I have never experienced before. And enjoy the sufferings, because although my body is perishing away externally, internally it is being rejuvenated by the Spirit of Christ as I look forward to the prize that is laid up for me in heaven. Thank you so much for talking to me on this Sunday afternoon.